Welcome, everyone, to the Week 16 series of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gann, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you have not had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsayingwjs for article and video updates. Week 16 is here, and before we get into that, just want to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holidays. Everyone get to see your family. Keep being safe. Obviously, we're still in a time of COVID. I just wanted to get that out there. Friday's a big day for me. It's a great day, actually.
Yeah.
My Minnesota Vikings are heading off to New Orleans to face the Saints on Christmas Day. A little bit of a gift to me. Thank you, Santa Claus. That's super nice of you. What do you got for us in this one, Jack?
Oh, man, we got a couple of great running backs, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook. This is going to be one of those games, short week in a way with Friday. I'm looking for a big rushing performance from both of them. I think Kirk Cousins and Drew Brees, this is one of those short pass, high accuracy situations for both teams. Both these defenses really know how to go at it. I'm obviously watching for my boy Chauncey on Christmas. It's just, I'm gonna have to turn away from some NBA games to make sure his Vikings continue this playoff push, because it's gonna take something for you guys to get in there.
Yeah, we not only do we get this win, but we need to get some losses. We need to see the Cardinals lose some games. We need to see the Bears lose some games. So big one for us this week. You just highlighted the running backs. I think you're absolutely right. I think that this is going to be a huge running back day. There's going to be no Michael Thomas, and he's on IR. We talked a little bit about that last week. So I think it's going to come down to the running backs. Alvin Kamara hasn't had a 100-yard rushing game at all in 2020, which just sounds unusual, although he's put up amazing production, whether running or receiving the ball. So I got to ask you, up against this Vikings team, is he finally going to get 100 yards this week?
I mean, I'm looking at it on the ground, and I think that it's doable. I think that the way that the Vikings have let up some of these rushers the last couple of weeks, I think that they could do it. Montgomery last week, obviously, was tough for them. Just the game script for the Bears was to continuously run the ball. But the Saints, they provide a tough secondary for you guys as well, with Diggs, Jefferson, and Adam Thielen, against Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins. These guys are really going to provide some tough coverage. I think it's going to be on the Vikings defense to help their offense get in good position. It's really how you win against the Saints team.
Yeah, I think the Vikings especially, they're going to need to finish drives. That has been something they've been struggling with these last 2 weeks. It's killing me. One thing I want to highlight, last week, Adam Thielen, 2 receptions, 11 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
He always has an amazing catch against the Saints or a deep ball against the Saints.
Yeah.
I do expect him to be much, much, much more utilized this week coming in after a week where he only saw 2 receptions. Justin Jefferson, I think, has somehow come into the wide receiver 1 spot on our team.
Yeah, and targets definitely with volume and his ability to run after the catch, I think presents just you think about what comes with development in certain pro offenses in college, and you see Justin Jefferson obviously adjusting so well. We've been talking about him all year. It was huge on him in the offseason. You were so excited about him this season, and here he is. He has really emerged in that number 1 receiver role, and it's tough because the Saints, they don't have their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, no Michael Thomas. That's going to be interesting because the Vikings secondary is not the best. They're also going to be without any Eric Kendricks, again, the leader and lifeblood of that defense. So this could be a big opportunity. We saw Emmanuel Sanders show up big last week. I think he had 4 receptions for 76 yards. That was the most by anyone on the team in terms of receptions and yards. I expect him to continue being that main focal point. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if Jared Cook sees an uptick in receptions as well without any Eric Kendricks covering him. Jared Cook is, I feel like, a really under-the-radar, great receiving threat tight end that not a lot of people talk about.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm loving Jared Cook this week. Just the last couple of weeks, he's really been able to get it done. And, he's a veteran. He's one of those guys that Drew Brees trusts. And I think that without Michael Thomas, you have to look at the fact that, this year, we've seen Jared Cook get 6 touchdowns. It's just been a very interesting way for them to utilize the passing offense while other guys have been hurt. I mean, I'm going to have to take the Saints in this one anyway, just because I think that last week that Kansas City loss is really going to weigh on them. They understand their situation in the NFC right now. They really want to go get that bye. So I mean, I hate to spoil and be the Grinch on Christmas for you, but this is going to be a tough one for the Vikes. But the Vikings understand what's on the line.
This is if this was a playoff game, I'd be more inclined to say the Vikings. It seems like we just know how to upset the Saints in the playoffs in recent memory.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pick the Vikings to defer from you. I'm nervous about this game. Not only do we have a lot on the line, I just want Dalvin Cook to have a really good game. I want him to have a huge Christmas Day. The one thing that I will say is that there was a 55 game streak that the Saints had up until last week when they played the Eagles. That they didn't give up a single 100-yard rusher. Then against the Eagles, they gave up 2 100-yard rushers to Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. Then this week, 79 yards on 14 carries to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 62 yards and a TD on 15 carries to Bell. Dalvin Cook does well against this team. In fact, in the playoffs last year, he had 94 yards off of like 27 carries. I expect the Vikings to continue doing what they do best, which is run the ball and then try to find their playmakers. But like you said, it's going to come down to that defense making big plays. So Cameron Dancer make a huge interception in the end zone that the Vikings then weren't able to do anything. It was a 3-and-out and a punt. That's just going to be unacceptable for the Vikings to up against a really, really good Saints team. So I'm going to go with the Vikings just to defer from you. But it's not going to shock me if the Saints walk away with a win in this one. They are a great team. Their defense is still great. The Vikings are missing a lot of defensive players this week. We won't have any Eric Kendricks. We're not going to have any Jalen Holmes. We're not going to have any Troy Dye. Todd Davis is doubtful. And then offensively, no Kyle Rudolph. And although our Titans have been stepping up, we're also going to have no Alexander Madison. It's going to be really, really hard for this Vikings team to win. So I think it's going to come down to Cook and what he can do really in that run game to give us the win.
Yeah, controlling the clock is huge for you guys this year when you guys have been able to just get time possession and a lot of runs with Dalvin productively. You guys have gotten big wins.
So I got one question for you, and it's gonna be a long one. I'm sorry. I just want to
love that.
I want to forewarn it. Who do you think are going to get more receiving yards? I feel like are we going to see, is it going to be Jefferson or Thielen, or is it going to be Thielen, Sanders, Jefferson, Sanders? Like, it's one of those games where I could easily see the Saints not passing a whole lot, not having a huge passing day because Kamara is going to be doing it all on like the run.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to walk away with the most receiving yards? There's a lot of interesting. It could also be Cook. You could throw Cook into that mix as someone who's out of nowhere is going to have like 94 yards off of like 10 catches.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to go actually interesting. You know, you mentioned Emmanuel Sanders. He got the big touchdown last week. Shout out to him. But I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson in this one. I obviously love him. It sounds super biased, but the fact is his reception total, his volume, the fact that he can take short passes for big yards. You know, this Vikings offense does not go deep a lot. They do make big receiving plays. I'm going to go with Jefferson in this one. I truly do believe, though, that Emmanuel Sanders is a good play this week. You know, he's Drew Brees' top guy, but the highest touchdown potential out of all those guys, definitely Jared Cook. Justin Jefferson, though, I'm going to go with the most yards, 100%.
I like it. I'm going to go a step farther than you with Justin Jefferson. He's 131 yards away from breaking Randy Moss's Viking rookie single season record for most receiving yards. He just broke his receptions last week. He also made the Pro Bowl. He also broke his 100-yard receiving yards multiple games with 6. Randy Moss had 4. I think he's going to get over 131 yards this week. I think he's going to break Randy Moss's record for most receiving yards by a Viking rookie in Vikings history. I think it's going to be a second big
That's huge
of Viking history, and I think Justin Jefferson's going to surprise and beat that. And if not next week, if not this week, he's definitely going to do it next week.
Yeah.
131 yards in 2 weeks is doable for that guy.
Yeah, 65.5 per game. I mean, you know, he gets a couple of big plays over the next 2 weeks. This could be a big thing for Justin Jefferson on an already fantastic season. And, you know, with no Michael Thomas, you mentioned there's a lot of receiving threats. You wish he was in this one.
No, I don't wish he was in there. I'm very happy he went to IR last week. And I mean that in the nicest way, just because my team doesn't need to play him. Of course, I wish no injury upon him.
He'll be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, which is terrifying for the rest of the
for everybody.
All right. That is all the time that we have. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you everyone for listening. Just wanted to again wish you guys a happy holidays. Hope it's safe. Hope it's healthy. Eat a lot of food. Get a lot of presents. Enjoy.
Yeah, of course. And always check us out. Have a happy holiday. Always check us out, justsayingfootball.com, Just Saying Football on YouTube, and Just Saying No GWJS on Instagram for all your updates. Thank you.
Thank you.